A greedy orangutan who rides comets. There once was a greedy orangutan named Curios George who lived in the Amazon and wanted to own everything the world, space and beyond had to offer. He would do anything to achieve his dreams. Curios George would steal from his brothers Tom, Ed, and Eddie. They even had reports of him George to know why and didn't bother to even robbing banks. Curios George left his home in search of his dreams to own everything and packed his bags and left. George wanted everything the world had to give and what space had to live, so he decided to ride a comet. But he thought to himself, how do I get to space with no spaceship? Curios George was upset with no way to get to a comet. George pounded the ground, smashing the earth and throwing rocks until the idea hit him it was a devious plan. He would go to NASA and hijack a rocket ship. So he went to NASA and with his expert climbing abilities he ripped through the scrap metal, shredded through. He made it in and began his search to find a comet. He finally found one. He jumped out the rocket ship. George got his wish, at least for a while. Remember, no one can hear you scream in space. No one knew where Curios George went after day and nobody cared. George, not knowing where he is, screamed but couldn't. He remembered there was no sound in space. He tried to breathe but couldn't, and then he saw something big and green in the distance. He went closer to it and saw the almighty Shrek. You have been bad, George. You have stolen and put grease over your family. I will show no mercy, but don't worry, it's all over now. George begged and tried to call for help, but Shrek was too strong and pinned Curios George down. Please, Shrek, show mercy, begged George, but Shriek laughed. You cannot escape your sins, George. Shrek's breath smelled like onions. George couldn't breathe it in. It was like poison. But when all was lost, George's apartment roommate came to the rescue. Mesa back. Yes, the most powerful Sith of all, Jar Jar Binks. Take this, Shrek. And his force lighting burnt Shrek to a crisp. No, you cannot beat me, Jar Jar Binks, for I have an onion suka. And out of nowhere Shrek pulled it out and disintegrated Darth Jar Jar Binks. George woke up. He thought of becoming a better person after that dream, but when he looked around the room he realized he wasn't home, but in a Shrek shrine. It was crazy. Shrek toys everywhere and even in a Heart Shrek t-shirt. Where am I? Said George, and then he heard footsteps. Each one sounded like lightning. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome to my swamp, George. It can't be, you're not real. But I am, George, more real than Slim Shady. George, you cannot escape me, for I am the almighty Shrek, and for your crimes I sentence you to live for eternity in my swamp. No, said George. Remember these words, George. And Shrek whispered in George's ear, it's never over.